Hey there, fellow travelers. Today we're diving into the heart of the Midwest, Indianapolis, Indiana, the Circle City, Indy. Whatever you want to call it, this place is a hidden gem. It's not your typical tourist trap, it's got soul, character, and a whole lot of surprises up its sleeve. From world-class museums to mouth-watering local eats, from high-octane racing to serene parks, Indy's got it all. So grab a cold brew, coffee or beer, your choice, and let's dive into this epic trip plan. By the time we're done, you'll be itching to book your ticket to the crossroads of America. Let's roll. All right, let's kick things off with the big one, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This isn't just a racetrack, folks. It's hallowed ground for gearheads and adrenaline junkies. The Indy 500, the greatest spectacle in racing, happens right here. Even if you're not into cars, the sheer scale of this place will blow your mind. We're talking about the highest capacity sports venue in the world. The energy here on race day? Electric doesn't even begin to describe it. The on-site museum is a treasure trove of racing history. You can take a bus tour of the track, stand on those famous bricks at the finish line, and let's not forget about the food. From classic pork tenderloin sandwiches to the famous track fries, it's a feast for the senses. The Speedway is a must-visit. Now let's downshift a bit and talk about White River State Park. This place is an urban oasis right in the heart of downtown Indy. It's where the city goes to breathe, to unwind. This isn't your average city park. It's 250 acres of prime real estate packed with attractions. We're talking museums, gardens, even a zoo. The central canal that runs through it, perfect for a leisurely pedal boat ride or a romantic evening stroll. One of my favorite spots here is the Eiteljorg Museum. It's a deep dive into the art, history, and cultures of the American West and Native Americans. But the real magic of White River State Park, it's how it brings people together. Families picnicking on the lawns, couples walking hand in hand along the canal, friends catching an outdoor concert at the amphitheater. This is Indy at its most relaxed and inviting. All right, I know what you're thinking. Bourdain, a children's museum, really? But hear me out. The Children's Museum of Indianapolis isn't just for kids. It's a playground for the imagination, no matter your age. And it happens to be the largest children's museum in the world. From the moment you approach the building, you know you're in for something special. There's a life-size Brachiosaurus bursting through the north face of the building. Once you're inside, it's sensory overload in the best possible way. You can explore a simulated archaeological dig, pilot a spacecraft, or walk through a recreated Caribbean village. The Dinosphere exhibit, it's like stepping back in time 65 million years. It's educational, but in that sneaky way where you don't even realize you're learning. The Children's Museum of Indianapolis is proof that wonder doesn't have an age limit. Section 5, Taste of the Heartland, Indy's culinary scene. Now we're talking my language, food. And let me tell you, Indy's culinary scene is criminally underrated. This city's got flavor, and I'm not just talking about the races. From down-home comfort food to innovative farm-to-table joints, Indy's got it all. Let's start with the classics. The pork tenderloin sandwich, it's a Midwest staple, and Indy does it right. Picture this, a piece of pork pounded thin, breaded, fried to golden perfection, and served on a bun that's comically too small. But Indy's not just about the classics. The farm-to-table movement has taken root here in a big way. And we can't talk about Indy food without mentioning St. Elmo's Steakhouse. The shrimp cocktail, it's got a horseradish sauce that'll clear your sinuses and possibly your conscience. Just make sure you've got a cold beer on standby. Section 6, Outdoor Adventures in the Circle City. Now I know what you're thinking, outdoor adventures in a city? But hold on to your hiking boots because Indy's got some surprises up its sleeve. Let's start with the Monon Trail. This isn't your average bike path, it's a 27-mile stretch of former railroad track turned into a haven for cyclists, joggers, and anyone looking to escape the concrete jungle. It cuts right through the heart of the city, connecting neighborhoods and green spaces. Whether you're a seasoned cyclist or just out for a leisurely stroll, the Monon Trail offers something for everyone. For those of you who prefer your adventures with a bit more altitude, check out Go 8 Treetop Adventure. It's a high ropes course nestled in Eagle Creek Park, just a stone's throw from downtown. Imagine navigating through the treetops, feeling the rush of adrenaline as you conquer each obstacle. And speaking of Eagle Creek Park, this place is a hidden gem. At 3,900 acres, it's one of the largest city parks in the nation. With its vast landscapes, hiking trails, and serene water bodies, it's a paradise for nature lovers and outdoor enthusiasts alike. So yeah, Indy's got outdoor adventures. From the bustling Monon Trail to the treetop thrills at Go Ape and the expansive beauty of Eagle Creek Park, there's no shortage of ways to get your adventure fix in the Circle City. Section 7, Cultural Immersion Museums and Art Galleries. All right, Culture Vultures, this one's for you. Indy's got a thriving art scene that might just surprise you. Let's start with the Indianapolis Museum of Art at Newfields. This place is a heavyweight in the art world with collections spanning 5,000 years of human creativity. But what sets it apart is the surrounding 152-acre campus. It's like someone took a world-class art museum and dropped it in the middle of a botanical garden. For something a little more off the beaten path, check out the Indianapolis Art Center in Broad Ripple. This place is all about making art accessible to everyone. And their Arts Park? It's an interactive sculpture garden that's open 24/7. And we can't talk about Indy's cultural scene without mentioning the Kurt Vonnegut Museum and Library. It's quirky, it's thought-provoking, and it's pure Vonnegut. Section 8, Getting Around Transportation Tips. All right, let's talk logistics. Navigating a new city can be daunting, but with the right tips, you'll be moving around like a local in no time. Getting around Indy is easier than you might think. The city is designed with convenience in mind, making it accessible for both residents and visitors. This city was built for cars, sure, but that doesn't mean you're stuck behind the wheel. There are plenty of alternative transportation options to explore. Indy's got options, and knowing how to navigate them can make or break your trip. From buses to bikes, there's something for everyone. First up, let's talk about the Indigo bus system. It's a reliable and affordable way to get around the city. The Red Line, their rapid transit bus service, is particularly handy. It's fast, efficient, and covers a lot of ground. It runs from Broad Ripple in the north to the University of Indianapolis in the south, hitting most of the major attractions along the way. Whether you're visiting museums, parks, or shopping districts, the Red Line has you covered. Now, if you're more of a two-wheel kind of traveler, you're in luck. Indy is very bike-friendly. Indy's got a bike share program called Pacers Bike Share. It's a great way to explore the city at your own pace. And speaking of the cultural trail, this 8-mile urban bike and pedestrian path connects all 6 of Indy's cultural districts. It's perfect for a leisurely ride or a brisk walk. But here's a pro tip. If you're planning to venture beyond downtown, you might want to rent a car. It gives you the freedom to explore the outskirts and nearby attractions. The good news? Driving in Indy is a breeze compared to most big cities. The roads are well maintained and traffic is usually manageable, making your driving experience smooth and stress-free. Section 9, When to Visit Seasons and Events. Timing, as they say, is everything, and when it comes to visiting Indy, this couldn't be more true. This city's got a rhythm, a pulse that changes with the seasons. Summer in Indy is all about outdoor festivals and, of course, racing. The Indy 500 in May kicks things off with a bang. The Indiana State Fair in August is a slice of pure Americana. Fall brings a whole different vibe. The city explodes in a riot of autumn colors. Winter in Indy can be brutal, I won't lie, but it's also magical in its own way. The Circle of Lights at Monument Circle is a holiday tradition that'll warm even the coldest heart. And if you're brave enough to face the chill, the Carmel Christkindlmarkt is worth the trip. Section 10, Hidden Gems, Off the Beaten Path. All right, here's where we separate the tourists from the travelers. This is where the adventure truly begins. Indy's got its share of big-ticket attractions, sure. The museums, the sports venues, the iconic landmarks, but the real magic? It's in the hidden corners, the local haunts, the places that don't make it into the guidebooks. These are the spots that give the city its unique character. First up, the City Market Catacombs, a hidden gem right beneath your feet. These Roman-looking tunnels run beneath the bustling city market. They are a labyrinth of history and mystery. They're all that remains of Tomlinson Hall, a building that burned down in 1958. Imagine the stories these walls could tell. Now let's talk about food, because no journey off the beaten path is complete without a culinary adventure. Forget the fancy downtown restaurants for a minute. Let's dive into the heart of Indy's diverse food scene. Head to the south side and check out the International Marketplace. It's a feast for the senses. This stretch of West 38th Street is home to a mind-boggling array of international cuisines. From Ethiopian to Vietnamese, there's something for every palate. For a dose of quirky Indy charm, swing by the sinking ship in Sobro, that's South Broad Ripple for the uninitiated. It's a local favorite. It's a dive bar with a twist nautical-themed decor, punk rock on the jukebox, and some of the best vegan bar food you'll ever taste. It's a place where you can truly unwind. It's unexpected combinations like this that make Indy special, so go ahead, take the road less traveled and discover the hidden gems that make this city shine. Section 11, your Indy adventure awaits. Well, folks, we've covered a lot of ground. From the roar of engines at the Speedway to the tranquil paths of White River State Park. From mouth-watering tenderloins to world-class art. This is Indy. Raw, real, and ready for you to explore. But here's the thing.